whether this company's stock is worth buying, its pros, cons, risks, and dividend payments. Like this video and watch it to the end so you don't miss out. Vonovia Stocks is a German company specializing in the rental, management, and operation of residential properties. The company was founded in 2001 under the name Deutsche Immobilien SE and has its headquarters in Bochum. With the acquisition of Deutsche Wohnen, the company has undergone impressive expansion in recent years and is now one of the largest housing companies in the whole of Europe. Vonovia is proud to manage more than 560,000 residential units in Germany and thus play an important role in the German real estate market. The company offers a wide range of services, such as tenant support, flat maintenance and modernization, and caretaker services. Vonovia also specializes in the sustainable management of residential properties and is committed to promoting renewable energies and reducing CO2 emissions. Unfortunately, Vonovia has also made negative headlines and is under criticism for some unfair business practices and rent increases. As a result, many tenants feel disadvantaged and stressed because they have to worry about their housing costs. This is particularly unfortunate as the home is the focal point for stability and security in life. Vonovia shares are listed on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol VNA and are among the most frequently traded shares in Germany. As part of the DAX index, they are also an important component of the German stock market. The company is listed on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange and included in the DAX 30, a share index of the 30 largest listed German companies. The best part is ahead. Sign up so you don't miss out. Vonovia's dividend policy stipulates that at least 70% of net profit is distributed to shareholders. In the past fiscal year, the company paid out a dividend of 1.66 euros per share. For the coming financial year, however, a dividend payout of only 85 cents per share is expected, probably due to the significant drop in the share price of about 66%. 3 years ago, the share was trading at 56 euros, whereas today it is only around 19 euros. If you want to profitably buy shares of this or other companies, I left a good broker in the description. It is used by millions of investors, including myself. Here are some of the main points in favor of buying the shares. Vonovia is a well-known and established company on the German and European real estate market. Due to its size and popularity, it enjoys the trust of customers and investors alike. As a provider of residential space, Vonovia has a stable business model that is based on long-term rental agreements and generates regular income. Another advantage for investors is that Vonovia generally pays higher dividends than other companies. This can be an important incentive to invest in the company and possibly build an emotional attachment to the shares. There are also some disadvantages that you should definitely be aware of. Since the business of renting flats is highly regulated, Vonovia is subject to legal and political regulations. For example, in many cities there is a tenant price brake that severely restricts any increase in income. Vonovia is often criticized for rent increases, which leads to a bad reputation. Rising interest rates mean that fewer people can afford to buy their own home. But Vonovia is also affected by this, as fixed-rate bonds expire and have to be refinanced. The current interest rate is around 4% sign, compared to 0.8% sign in 2020, which is a four-fold increase in costs. And interest rates are expected to rise further. The increase in energy costs leads to higher ancillary costs, which cannot simply be offset by higher overall rents. Vonovia has to meet high requirements regarding the energy refurbishment of existing properties in order to support Germany's goal of becoming climate neutral. This leads to additional costs and reduces profits. The introduction of a new property tax will lead to an additional burden for Vonovia. Although the property tax can be passed on to tenants by ancillary costs, however, this means that the overall cost burden for tenants will continue to rise. Together with rising gas and electricity costs, it is becoming increasingly difficult to find affordable housing. If costs continue to rise, Vonovia will be forced to reduce cold rents in order to keep overall housing costs affordable, which in turn will lead to lower profits. I still have to make one very important point, which for me is the decisive reason why I will not invest in the share. There are actually voices calling for the company to be nationalized. I know that sounds totally absurd, but I wouldn't put anything past the current Green government. Who knows if they won't introduce some kind of fixed rent or if the government will even become Vonovia's biggest shareholder. Either way, I personally see it as worrying when a political body that does not always act economically intervene in the affairs of a capitalist company. In this day and age, anything is possible, and I see that as a huge risk. Ultimately, the decision to invest in the company is up to everyone. But the stock is still in a downward spiral, and I'm not going to reach into the falling knives. I'm really looking forward to reading your opinions on Vonovia and real estate stocks in general. Let me know what you think by leaving a comment. I really appreciate your thoughts and suggestions and look forward to discussing with you in the comments. Do you know which stocks have the highest dividend yield? Watch the video on my channel.